Okay, so I'd like to just briefly come here and talk about the recent Nigerian election which took place on the 23rd of February 2023. Well, on that day, yeah, although many people around the world who are Nigerians, including myself, um, for many of us, although we went there on the ground, it was, for me personally, a very kind of tense day. You were waiting and were waiting for change. But what we were seeing on the television was a lot of video clips, a lot of it live, showing a lot of discrepancies. My heart sank. And the frustration watching and hearing and seeing the way things that are supposed to be properly handled by INEC and people were blatantly, in some places, disregarding the due process of a proper election. And it begs the question, Nigeria, why? When is it going to be Nigeria's turn to have a free and properly fair election without any accusations of rigging, without any accusations of intimidation, without any accusations of corruption? And for some obscure reason, I don't know, I saw so many people across so many platforms online. Considering this was supposed to be an election, it felt like the country was mourning, and so many people making their own personal venting on their videos. And say, who could blame them? I personally, in all honesty, I detest tribalism, I detest racism, I detest xenophobia. I like to think and believe that I'm a person that I respect all people, race, tribe, or whatever it is, or color means nothing and should not mean anything. And a place like Nigeria for many years have been, a lot of people until recently, some young people are beginning to learn that to have a good leader for Nigeria should not be about the person's hometown, should not be about the person's state, should not be about what amount of money they have. But yet again, unfortunately, there seem to be some people who are willing to sell the birthright of Nigeria for mere kickbacks or things that they shouldn't be doing. And my personal prayer is that God, in His infinite mercy, will one day give Nigeria a young, selfless leader who has vision for the future, a leader who is hungry for her people, a leader who is hungry to to put Nigeria proudly on the world stage as Nigeria truly deserves. Because you see, every 1st of October, there's Nigerian Independence Day. Nigeria gained its independence in 1960. And when I look across social media sometimes, you always get the odd person that always tries to blame everything on the British, on the West, on America, on whatnot. And considering this is like the 63rd year we're heading to of Nigerians' independence, and yet every year it looks like things are getting worse and worse. I mean, I left Nigeria 30 years ago. Back then, as a student, when I did my first degree, the strike was so long. Honestly, I'm not even going to pretend to you. I was thinking quietly, Lord, help me. This was a 5-year degree that ended up a little bit over 6 years. I was just about having with education because what was going on was just enough to put you off. Of course, I went on to do, continue other studies after I left. But then today, when you talk to people in Nigeria, the same thing is happening, even worse. They strike today, strike tomorrow, strike, they go back, And going back to what I was saying, when you look around social media, there's always someone trying to blame the British, someone trying to blame this. And I want to ask those people, how long are we as Nigerians going to keep blaming the British? Is it not about time that we stopped? It's a bit like someone who's incompetent, and rather than you working on your incompetence, you're always blaming your lack of results on your neighbor, on somebody next to you, or somebody, rather than take accountability. And I tell you this much, until we, or a country like Nigeria and most African countries, I dare say, people people are standing up, yes, but there's this innate, how can I say it? I saw something on television. This was based around World War II, and this was the time even Israel and a lot of, to do with, during the war propaganda of the Second World War, what was going on, and protests of some people on the streets of Britain. And the film goes back and forth, to Africa, to Israel, to Europe. And I kept thinking, you cannot be helped. We see it today in some countries actually, where people come out and they say enough is enough. Maybe there's still a time where Nigerians are going to say enough is enough. Nigeria needs vibrant, educated, intelligent, exposed, selfless, strong, honest leaders. 1960 has come and gone. Since the British left the colonialism and gave up power to Nigeria, what has happened? Nigeria continues, tribalism continues to dominate and destroy a beautiful country that has all the potential to be something great. Nigeria has stayed back. Over the years, we've seen so many African countries that seem to be getting their act together, whilst Nigeria keeps on, we come up with a lot of people that should do things, turn a blind eye, because there's this attitude, oh, as long as I have for me and my family, we're doing well. And unfortunately, if Nigeria is not doing well, you may think you and your family are gathering enough for you and even your great grandchildren. But it will never be enough, and it will never be well. Because anything that is gotten the wrong way, even though you claim you fear God, is destroying many people. And if you are getting your way, whatever you're getting in an undue and wrong way, rather than serving your country, Nigeria, because serving Nigeria does not depend on one person, it depends on a group of people called Nigerians, from the top government to the lowest man. And until we as a country, Nigeria as a country, begins to sway and learn the act, the action of accountability. Because that's one thing I believe that has held this nation back so much for so many years. People do things that are so unbelievable that even in most Western countries, you dare not, and those that have dared, they've paid the price. But Nigeria is a place where almost anybody can do anything and get away. Someone could be robbing you right there in front of you, and you're screaming, and the next man will just walk by, oh, it doesn't concern me, until it concerns you. It's about time we start changing our mindsets. It's about time our leaders and those behind power don't, for the sake of something someone promised you, you're selling Nigerians' birthright. Because for every wrong thing anybody's doing, you may think you're getting away with it. Some people will call it karma. For me as a Christian, I say God is watching you because there's a God that sees all. He sees all in secret. Okay? But he rewards openly. So when things are not going well, whether it's personal, family, business, whatever it is, and somebody says, oh my God, I don't know what I did, I don't know. Remember what you did, because anybody that steals from a nation's purse is worse than even the earthquake that happened in Turkey recently. At least earthquake, you could say, is mother nature that people could not control. But when you're stealing from your country, when you are robbing people of their electoral votes and giving it to the wrong person because of what you will gain, you are almost equal to somebody who is murdering people, thousands and thousands, if not millions of people. Because when you put the wrong person in power, who is not able to care about Nigerian security, care about good health care about good roads for people, care about good education, and every 4 years somebody else comes, scoops what they want to scoop, and they make noise, and they pocket, like the politician that was even caught a week or so before the election, um, at Port Harcourt Airport with $500,000, and apparently claimed it was and was he, I don't know which, was it Atiku or somebody, I don't remember which of the electorates that he claimed. I don't know which one. You can go and check it. It's all over social media. Now, if that, I mean, I want to say that was true. I believe it was true because I saw so many photos of this man with a suitcase of 500 US dollars, 500,000, I beg your pardon. And you have to ask, there's no way this is legitimate. Okay, if it's legitimate, why are you even carrying money? Why do we have to allow money? I get it, people are poor. But the reason many people are poorer than they should be is because of those people who are taking from the pockets and deposits of Nigeria. In other words, you are equally as guilty as any other person robbing somebody. But because there's no accountability, and ultimately all these things trickle down, resources that should go to help the ordinary people and to boost the infrastructure and the pride of Nigerians is all crumbling. Hence, people are all leaving. Nigeria has some of the best, most intelligent people you ever come across. None of them, and why would they want to be in Nigeria? They're all going off to America, they're all going off to UK, Germany, Spain, you name it. When I was growing up as a little girl in Nigeria, I often used to hear about people, oh, he studied medicine in America, or he's coming back to Nigeria. And I look forward to that time when a new government, and I pray whoever God puts in place this 2023, all Nigerians are asking for is number one, security. Curb and stop the kidnapping that is going on everywhere, where the last 8 years, Buhari administration has literally done zilch. It gets worse that even people abroad don't even want to come back. Somebody do something about healthcare. It's not fair that politicians that have money, when it suits them, they all pack and they go abroad. We had one who thought he had money. He came for a model, arranged whatever, be it alleged at the moment he's in UK court, because, of course, he had money. He must have stolen. Let's be honest, because I mean, they found 40 properties, and who you feel, oh, okay, if I have money, I'll go to UK and I'll do. If Ike Kremadu, like many of you politicians have built or helped, just restructure some of the hospitals, be it Enugu Teaching Hospital, maybe the man will be still in Nigeria living his life, because there won't be any reason to start paying a street boy or whatever they claim they didn't pay, and find himself in a UK court and prison. And so I pray, if you're a politician, please remember, you're only human. Anyone can claim and squander anything you like, but there is one person we cannot deceive, and that's God. And if you believe you have the fear of God, I beg of you, put people first. Put people first. Think of you. Try your best to think, if it were you and you have no other option and you're Nigerian, what would you like your politician to do for you? All people are asking for, whatever state you're a governor, you're the president, you're the minister, please, please re-kick employment in Nigeria. Work towards giving Nigerians some pride back. We love Nigeria. We want Nigeria to love us back. Help to bring back safety, security, healthcare, steady, good quality education, and of course, a good social system for Nigeria is not impossible. I've been to so many African countries, from South Africa back in the day, to Swaziland, to Zimbabwe, to Zambia, to Botswana, and especially like a place like Botswana. Some of these people are actually smaller than Nigeria, and they're trying. So please, please try and do something that will leave you a legacy. This current election is left a lot of people, including myself, up in the air. It's not about tribalism for me. It's not about who or where the person comes from. It was quite clear, when you put 3 or 4 people together, it is clear who is at least physically not looking like they're competent enough to be the president of Nigeria. But for some miraculous reason, INEC wants to come up with a different result, and people are expected to accept it. And sometimes I wonder, as a human being, do we sometimes stop to think, what if you met God today? Because nobody, not even the king of whatever, nobody knows tomorrow. So how do some people live with their conscience if you know that you are not doing the right thing? Or is the pulse for power so great that your life of eternity actually doesn't matter that much to you? Well, that's a question I'll leave with you. On this note, if you're a Nigerian, hit the comment box and let me know what your thoughts were on the last recent elections. And if you're an African, I'd love to also hear from you and find out what your country is like and how you people are progressing in your country. On this note, please hit the like button so this video gets to be seen by more people. Subscribe to my channel so you'll be amongst the first to get to know and see my uploads when I come online, and share this with your friends and family so they get to know about my channel. My name is IJ and this is my channel, Tell IJ. On this note, thank you so much for stopping by, and I do hope you check me back next time. And on this note, you have a wonderful evening wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye.